Hey everybody, it's Matt looking at a couple gaming headsets today. This is the SteelSeries Arctis Nova Pro series updated for 2022. I have a friend who has the previous series and absolutely swears by it as the greatest headsets he's ever owned. So high praise as we go into this review. Couple headsets here today. I've got the wired one on this side. I've got a wireless one on this side. Interchangeably, you can get a wired Xbox version and a wireless version for everything else. This one here is Xbox compatible. This one is not. This one's for the PC, the PS4, PS5, and Switch. This one does actually work on all these as well. It's just that this has the necessary components that allow you to connect it to an Xbox. So I'm going to unbox both of these and we're going to get started with the review. All right, let's unbox the wireless set first. So we have our instructions and a collector card here. Your cables are here. You've got two USB-A to USB-Cs that hook up to your digital analog converter, your DAC. There's an aux cable if you'd like to go wired with this. Extra battery as well as a pop filter. Two batteries are included on board here. There's one that's included inside the headset, and then there's one that can be charged in the DAC as well to provide you up to 44 hours worth of battery life. So the batteries are here. There is one that is included already when you unbox the headset, and these things just hot swap in and out. And so that's cool because you won't actually have to turn the headset off and turn the headset on. The microphone here is retractable, so it retracts in and out and pulls out a couple feet. And the last thing here is your DAC, your digital audio converter. One thing is that it also comes on board with a battery charging station. So I've already put my second battery in there, as you can see, and once I hook it up, it'll start charging. And on the back here, you'll see that you've got your line in, your line out, your Xbox connection, and then a connection for a second device. When I turn this on and when I hook this up, I'll show you how this works, and you'll be able to swap between devices quite easily. Let's take a look at the wired headset now. So the presentation starts out pretty similar. You've got your collector card as well as your instructions here. All of your cables are in here, along with your microphone pop filter. Only thing is, obviously, there's no battery, no extra battery, because this is all wired. And here's your headset. Again, on the surface, it looks really similar, but because the features are different, the buttons around the side are going to be different. Microphone is still retractable, though. And the last thing that I just wanted to draw attention to, the DAC's a lot different here. And for PC users, I just wanted to make mention that I'm going to be talking about something called Sonar in a bit. Sonar is a partner app that you download for your computer, and it can help you optimize your audio settings here. So because this is meant to sit on your desktop for you to work with a little bit more frequently, and you'll be a little bit more hands-on, you can see it lays on a tilt here, and the ports aren't on the back. The ports are all located at the top, and this is definitely by design. There's also a mute button here. Let me take you for a quick visual tour of these headsets. We got wired on left, wireless on right. So it starts with the head straps here. The head straps look kind of the same. As you can see, there's three different buttons and settings and areas that you can adjust that to so that it fits with comfort. These have telescopic ears as well as soft leather ear cups on both for the purpose of noise cancellation. Inside the wireless headset, because it has active noise cancellation, there's a little other piece that you'll be able to feel in the middle of the ear here when you're wearing it. I didn't notice it too much, but I know that some gamers have said that it might be a little bit annoying. Let's talk about the volume switches. So there's volume switches on both of these as well, along with microphone on and off toggle buttons. Now there's one thing in particular that I did want to talk about, and that's on the wireless headset. With the retractable mic, if you press the microphone on and off, you'll see that it triggers a red light. Now you'll notice that it's on here, but it is kind of weird because once you put a pop filter on, you're not going to be able to see that. So it's an interesting feature. I don't know how convenient it's going to be. On the wireless headset, though, you'll see that there's also Bluetooth. So to turn the headset on and to turn the Bluetooth on and activate the Bluetooth, you just have to hold this button down, or this button down if you're powering on or off. But it's about 2 to 3 seconds, and you'll hear a chime when it's available. It's time to hook up our wireless DAC here for the Xbox, and you'll have to excuse the setup here. We're actually undergoing some renovations, and most of our stuff is in storage, so my Xbox is just on the floor here for the purpose of this review. And so all you have to do is plug in the USB, and it'll start the DAC up here. I've already run some of the initial setup, so you won't see the questions about whether or not I'm in the EU or not. Now, the way that this DAC works is a little bit different than the wired one. This one recognizes, because I plugged it in the back, that I'm working off my Xbox. So I can tinker with my chat mix settings here. As you can see, I've got it slid over a little bit more toward in-game audio than I do toward the microphone. And I can do that all the way here and completely drown out anything with the mic, or all the way here, completely drown out my in-game audio, which I know some streamers out there do. So this is something that you can do on the Xbox DAC, and specifically if you're on a PC, that'll be done through Sonar. So if you were to hook the wired DAC up to a PC, you wouldn't see these options. If you press the dial, you have to do that through Sonar.
The way that I'm going to show off mic quality in this review is to record each respective mic spec description using that headset. So I'm recording this with the wired headset. The weight of the headset is approximately somewhere between 300 and 350 grams. Not really noticeable on your head in the slightest in that regard. The audio driver size is 40 millimeters, and the frequency response is between 10 and 40,000 hertz. The noise cancellation is adaptive, which means it adapts to the environment and the frequency of sound coming to its listener. In fairness, while testing these headsets, I didn't outright prefer one solution over the other. Your range away from the DAC is 1 meter, which is approximately the length of the included cord. You can mute your mic anytime by pressing the button behind your left ear. The volume knob is there as well. The DAC is at an angled display, meant to be not too far from your fingertips when sitting, so you can always keep view of the console at all times and make changes when you need to. As a result, the ports are placed on the top end for you to plug things in and out of. Time for the wireless mic. Let's talk about what you get with this headset. The weight on your head is approximately 1 pound, maybe a little bit less, but it's really not that heavy. The audio driver size, 40 millimeters, frequency response between 10 and 22,000 hertz. There's onboard Bluetooth, which allows you to hook up devices simultaneously while you game. This means dual channel possibilities for you streamers, and for you non-streamers or non-online gamers, you might do what I did and sync your phone up to it to listen to your own music and take phone calls while you play. Noise cancellation on the wireless headset is active, which means it uses 4 built-in mics to drown out background noise. Great for drowning out background ambience like air conditioners or fans. The wireless is approximately 12 meters, or about 40 feet in range. That's the full range. I did find that I was starting to hear some distortion after about 15 or 20 feet. Still, it means you can get up and go get a snack or something to drink without dropping your audio feed. Microphone muting is possible by pressing the button behind your left ear. There is a red light on the microphone piece that turns off and turns on when you do this, which I'll show you in the visual tour of the microphone. It comes with a digital to analog converter as well, and a battery port which houses and charges the second battery while you play with the first. It's a flat front display with all of its ports on the back, and don't forget, those batteries can be hot swapped. So if one battery runs out, you can pop the other one in without having to shut the headset off. So let's talk about how these stack up against each other, because while being part of the same series, they have some pretty noticeable differences. I already said I didn't have a preference to either headset's noise cancellation personally, and I'd say accessibility to the buttons on the headset itself are about equal. The sound quality with its stronger frequency is much better on the wired set in my opinion, as is the microphone. This really shouldn't come as a surprise since wired headsets typically do test better in this regard, but don't get me wrong, sound quality is great on both. Since I don't have a PlayStation and my Switch is in storage due to these renovations at home, all my console time was spent on an Xbox and I thought everything I heard was excellent. However, it's noticeable when you switch over to your PC and start working with SteelSeries Sonar quite a bit. I like the DAC for the wired system better, but again, it's not by much because I was pretty much hands-off it when playing on my Xbox sitting 10 feet away from the console. I mainly just like the angled slope of the wired one better. I found the extra features of the wireless set to be all very useful. The addition of Bluetooth is cool, and of course there's so much battery life available that I never have to worry about running out. Of course, do keep in mind this does add about 40% to the price tag, so you'll have to weigh that into your decision too. Otherwise, I think it's just a judgment call. These headsets are both top tier. If you're going to be going back and forth between consoles and your PC, you might want to consider the wireless set. If you're going straight on PC, I think you go wired and take the advantage of the added audio range. Either way, I don't think you can go wrong.
One last note here is that you did hear me talk about SteelSeries sonar a couple times out. 100% recommend to download. Not only does it change and enhance your listening experience if you're a PC gamer, but it also does all the firmware updates as well. So this is the SteelSeries Arctis Nova Pro series of headsets, again updated for 2022. I don't think you can go wrong with whichever one of these that you buy, and I think it's really just a matter of preference. I know that if faced with it, I would probably get the wireless set just for my own convenience, but I know that a lot of you gamers prefer your wired headsets, and like I said, I don't think you can go wrong. Thank you for watching this review. My name is Matt. Please subscribe to this channel for more videos like this and reviews. We'll see you next time.